In time-honored Marvel tradition, Black Panther includes a couple of cool post-credit scenes with teasers for upcoming films. Yippee-ki-yay movie lovers, it's Jan here, and today I'm breaking down Black Panther's end credit scenes to explain how they set up Avengers Infinity War, and I'll also be revealing some Marvel Easter eggs you might have missed. If this is your first time here, I do regular videos on Marvel movies, and I'm also starting my Black Panther Funko Pop giveaway. For a chance to win, you just need to be a subscriber and leave me a comment below with your thoughts about the film. Quick spoiler warning, I will be discussing the end credit scenes in full, explaining their link to the rest of the movie, as well as talking connections to and potential speculation on Avengers Infinity War. The mid-credit scene begins with T'Challa attending the UN in Vienna and delivering a speech to the international community. In the speech, T'Challa announces that, for the first time in his country's history, he's opening up Wakanda to the world and offers to share their knowledge and resources. Wakanda has, up until now, isolated itself, using its technology to hide its precious vibranium resources in plain sight. But at the UN, T'Challa implies that it's no longer right for Wakanda or any country to hide itself away. In fact, he wants Wakanda to be an example of how we should all treat each other, and as he says, in times of crisis, the wise build bridges while the foolish build barriers. In response, one of the UN delegates asks what Wakanda can offer the rest of the world because in his eyes it's just a nation of farmers. The scene stops at this point with Black Panther, Nakia and Everett Ross all smiling knowingly at the utter foolishness of that question, and Ross perhaps recognises too just how wrong he was earlier in the film when he shared that delegate's attitude. Still, we can assume that T'Challa would go on to reveal that Wakanda has reserves of vibranium and has developed technology and medical treatments beyond what is available anywhere else in the world. By taking this step, T'Challa has acted on Nakia's very real concern that during her time as a Wakandan spy abroad, she has seen too many in need to turn a blind eye. It's clear from the film that opening up access to Wakandan medical technology, for instance, has the potential to revolutionise how people recover from injuries, as Everett Ross recovers from being shot in the spine just one day after being treated by Shuri. Access to Wakandan vibranium could be a double-edged sword, as although it will likely be useful in the fight against Thanos, once the secret's out it could attract other villains to try and get their hands on it, as was the case with Ulysses Klaue. And along with Thanos' search for the still-to-be-uncovered Soul Stone, that could be another reason why we see in the Infinity War trailer that the Mad Titan has sent his Outriders to invade the country. But this opening up of Wakanda also has huge implications beyond Avengers Infinity War, as it means we're likely to see future Marvel movies cross over with Black Panther and Wakanda. The world, characters and tech of Wakanda are so rich and ripe with opportunities for storytelling that it seems likely that Marvel will want to incorporate Black Panther's world wherever it fits. The mid-credit scene is also a callback to the UN Sokovia Accords meeting in Vienna in Captain America Civil War, where T'Challa's father, King T'Chaka, addressed the UN and attempted to make a similar speech offering Wakandan cooperation and outreach to the wider world. T'Chaka was of course killed before he could finish his speech when Zemo orchestrated an attack on the UN building in order to frame Bucky. And this takes us to Black Panther's second and final post-credit scene that has an even more direct lead into Avengers Infinity War. In this scene we find someone waking up in a small hut in the Wakandan countryside, surrounded by some inquisitive children. As the person steps outside, we discover it's Bucky, who we last saw being put on ice in the mid-credit scene for Captain America Civil War. Bucky agreed to be put under so that Wakandan scientists could figure out what was wrong with his mind. And in the Avengers Infinity War Prelude comic, we learn that it's Shuri who's figured out how to remove trigger words that Hydra inserted in Bucky's mental programming. Shuri's treatment appears to have worked, as Bucky seems calm and well. He's also wearing a blue sling around his missing arm in the scene, and at the end Shuri tells him to come with her as there's much for him to learn. Which likely means they need to update him on what's been happening since he was in cryostasis and get him back in full shape. We know from the Avengers Infinity War trailer that Bucky has his missing arm restored at some point, so Shuri probably still has some more work to do on that, and perhaps it'll be made of vibranium too. There's also a big hint to what Bucky's role might be next, in the name White Wolf, which the children in the scene call out as they run off. White Wolf is an interesting Marvel Easter egg and a nod to the Black Panther comic book character Hunter, who was adopted by T'Challa's father T'Chaka when his parents crash landed in Wakanda. The The white foreigner hunter, aka White Wolf, loved his adoptive country and eventually became head of the secret police in Wakanda. So in this post-credits scene, Marvel could be alluding to the MCU's Bucky taking on a similar type of security role in Wakanda in the future. Indeed, in the Avengers Infinity War trailer, Bucky looks like he might be heading up a group of Wakandan warriors on the battlefield. And given his past activities, it would be a natural fit for Bucky to take on Black Ops-style missions on behalf of Black Panther. Wakanda already operates a network of spies, or war dogs as they're called, and perhaps Bucky could join them, maybe teaming up with Nakia on future missions. It'll be interesting to see if Bucky does take on the new identity of White Wolf, leaving behind his former alter ego of the Winter Soldier, or whether this is just simply a nice nod to the comics. By the way, given the importance of Shuri's tech genius, I want to point out another way in which this could link into the next Avengers team-up. We know that Thanos pursues Vision in the Infinity War movie, and that the Mad Titans Black Order are either seen attempting to extract or manipulate the Mind Stone in Vision's forehead. And it's been rumoured that Vision gets taken to Wakanda in the film so Shuri can extract the Mind Stone from him and keep it safe. In the Avengers Infinity War Prelude comic, Shuri boasts that the tech she's developed surpasses anything Tony Stark has done, specifically how Stark created Ultron, which seems like another big hint that Shuri could be involved in removing the Mind Stone from Vision and keeping him alive at the same time. Now, if you've seen Black Panther, what did you think of the movie and the post-credits scenes? And have you got any theories on what the end credits will mean for Avengers Infinity War or future Marvel movies? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and also make sure you're subscribed to enter my Black Panther giveaway. And if you enjoyed this, you can support my channel by hitting the thumbs up button and sharing the video. I really appreciate all you do, and I've got more Black Panther and Avengers videos coming shortly, so why not hit the bell and join the notification squad? In the meantime, there's more Marvel and other videos you're sure to like right here. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!